Welcome into Blue and Bold right here on C19 TV for the month of April. So great to have you along. Hope you're enjoying spring and this wonderful weather. And our focus is going to be Cleveland Community College track and field. And so great to have the head man of track and field. Of course, we're talking about head coach Steve McCatherine. He's track and field. He's cross country with Yeti Athletics. And Steve, welcome to Blue and Bold.
Thank you. Good to be back.
It's always good to have you. Steve, I want to talk about before we get into this year's squad in 2026. Of course, you, along with Ronald Beaver, kind of our longest tenured, coaches. Tell our viewers how long you've been with Cleveland Community College as head coach of both cross country for quite a few years and the last 3 years with track and field.
We have completed 7 cross country seasons, so we've been doing this for 7 years. 2019.
Wow.
When we started, we were the only team. We knew Ronald was coming with women's softball, so
Right.
that was right around the corner. And it was just us for that first year. 3 years ago, we elevated the program and became an official NJCAA track and field program, so we can rank nationally and go to the national meets. And so we're in our 3rd season of track and field, but 7th season overall.
Pretty remarkable, the fact that you have been here. You've seen a lot. You've recruited a lot of male and female student athletes. And talk to our viewers a little bit about your history. A lot of folks, we've had you on a lot of programs through the years. But talk a little bit about your history, because you've got a pretty neat story yourself.
Well, I came up through UNC Charlotte. I ran track and cross country at Surrey Central High School. They have a really good program.
Yeah.
And a lot of runners from Surrey Central went on to UNC Charlotte after I did, and I took a little pride in that. But I ran at UNC Charlotte. After I graduated, they hired me as an assistant coach. We were starting up a women's program at that time, so I helped with.
So it was new at the time.
It was new at the time. Yeah, we started the women's program the year after I graduated. Me and Coach David Hall worked to get that women's program going, and I stayed there for a few years. Then I was out of coaching for a good while, and this came open, and I've kept up with running and track and field and high school cross country. Worked with different teams off and on, but this is my next step, taking the head coaching job here. So it's been great transition. Love my time at UNC Charlotte. Really good experience. I can use that, coaching the guys here.
Obviously, one of the factors and one of the really neat things I like is the fact that anytime you recruit and then bring a student athlete, again, male or female, to Cleveland Community College for junior college, cross country, or track and field, the key is they have to do both, right? If they do cross country, they also do track and field. Talk a little bit about that, Steve.
It's a year-round program, so you have to run cross country to do track and field. If you are, like a 200, 400 meter runner, your cross country program will be a little bit different than, if you're a good 8K runner and that's your primary focus. So it is.
Right.
It is. Everything's individualized, but it's one program. A lot of it, the cross country gets some of the other athletes into a year-round program. That's something they miss sometimes. And running, it's got to be year-round. You can't take that season off. So, so it helps with that. But we're a cross country program, and the cross country team rolls over to track and field, and that's worked out well. A lot of NCAA Division II schools use that same format, and that does seem to work well.
One thing I noticed about your runners, whether it's cross country or track and field, of course, as you mentioned, you guys and your ladies are out running in cold weather and warm weather. It doesn't stop, when that transition goes from the warmer days and then we get to the cooler days in October, November, winter in December, January, and February. Now we're in April where it's warming back up. But like you said, consistency is so important, right?
Yeah, it's that consistency. The weather cannot be a factor. You gotta get it in. We finish cross country in November, so we back off just a little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of recover, get ready for the next season. But when track starts, it's a short season, so we got to be fit at the beginning of the season. So we meet up some over Christmas and December and January. classes start back, we're at it every day again.
Yeah. Talk about your track and field team, year 3 here in 2026. How's the season been going? How are things? And how do you feel in year 3? I guess you feel much more established now, right?
Very established. People know what we're doing. We've set some school records this year. For a young program, you're going to get a lot of school records, but the times are getting more impressive. I've got some records out there that I think are going to be broke over the next few meets. You really tend to break them late in the year. That's where people are,
Sure.
peaking. Had a few school records earlier that I expect to be rebroken. We go to Johnson C. Smith tomorrow for a track meet, and then Lenore Ryan after that, and I'm expecting some good times. We've got Braden Rushing in the 800 meter. I'm really looking for a good breakthrough there. Elijah Stroud's ready to break through. I think we might have a new 1500 meter school record pretty soon.
Yeah.
800, the 400, 200, got some other records right on the verge of being broken. So it's exciting. I love seeing it. Every time a record goes down, it elevates the program just a little bit more.
Talk about some of the, obviously you mentioned the 400, the 800. What are some of the other sports that are part of track and field? A lot of people have seen that, but what in junior college, talk about if I went out to a meet, what kind of sports would I see going on? Shot put, is that one of them?
That's one of them. We had a good shot putter last year. He worked hard, got through cross country season.
Yeah.
I was proud of his work. But the longest distance is 10,000 meters.
Okay.
We've got actually a 5,000 meter school record's been broken this year. I hope that's another one to hope gets broken again. And then it goes all the way down 100 meters up. Hurdles, North Carolina High School does a 300 meter hurdle and a 110. In college, you do a 110 and a 400 meter hurdle.
Okay.
So that makes it a little bit more of a challenging race. We've had people compete in that. We've got us a woman discus thrower this year, so branching out there. She did a good job cross country. Alyssa Poe, she
Maybe she'll
came
let us
through for
interview her in a little while.
Yeah, we'll talk to Alyssa
During
a little
the
bit. So she did well. So we're open to all the events, but it all funnels through cross country. That's the center of our program. And then if you've got some other abilities after that, we'll work on that for spring.
Final question in this segment of Blue and Bold here for April. Talk about most of your meets being off location, out of, obviously not here at the campus, but you're usually away. Sometimes a little travel involved, right?
Yeah, we really travel a little more in cross country, even though we have a home course. We have our home meet, and sometimes we host a regional meet there.
At the North Campus.
At the North Campus, yeah, real nice facility. In track, we travel for every meet, but there's a lot of good tracks, good competition that you don't have to go far. Lenore Ryan, Montreat College, Johnson C. Smith.
Yeah, good stuff.
Elon had a really good meet that we went to earlier this year. We've gone to High Point University.
That's a nice campus there.
And very nice campus, very nice track. Some good fast tracks to run on. North Carolina's blessed. I mean, it's a good track state. So you can, if you come here, we get in a van and it's usually a 45-minute, hour and a half drive, and we're there at the meet and have a good time. And we don't have to travel quite as far. Now, if we get a runner to compete in the national meet, that's going to be a trip. That's another goal of the program.
Sure.
We want to get to that NJCAA national meet. We've had athletes ranked.
Mm-hmm.
We've got some athletes ranked this year. But you really have to get in about the top 20 nationally. I think Braden Rushing may be able to do that in his second year.
Yeah.
Elijah Stroud maybe in his second year. It's a goal. It's going to be exciting when we meet that. But that's kind of what we're still working towards.
Well, Steve, just congratulate you on your success. 7 wonderful years of cross country, 3 wonderful years of track and field. Like you said, it all kind of combines into 1 year. And you can see me and Steve wearing our Yeti apparel from the Spirit Shop. A little shout out to them to go by and check out that wonderful inventory that they've got. But I just wish you the best of luck in 2026, Steve, and we appreciate all you do for Yeti Athletics, and we just wish you the best to finish out this season right on through May.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I've loved it here. Go Yetis! We're getting better at every sport. Coach Lawrence's basketball team made the NCAA
What a year.
NJCAA tournament this year, so a lot of excitement, a lot of stuff going on now.
Yeah, definitely a lot, tremendous amount of stuff. And hey, well, we're going to grab some of your runners,
Okay.
male and female. Stay tuned, and we'll be back with more Blue and Bold right after this.
Want to stay connected to everything happening at Cleveland Community College? C19's monthly show, In the Loop, brings you the stories, updates, and the highlights that matter most right from campus. From program spotlights and upcoming events to alumni interviews and college updates, In the Loop keeps you informed and engaged. Catch home game schedules for all CCC athletics, plus fun and meaningful conversations with the Yeti along the way. Whether you're a student, employee, alumni, or supporter of CCC, this is your inside look at life on campus. Tune in monthly on C19 and stay in the loop with Cleveland Community College.
These lines, like the creases in my father's hands, show the hard work and sacrifices of a line worker. These lines are the connections my father helped build between people, businesses, and organizations. They tell the story of how we invested in ourselves. We're public power, and these lines are our lines.
Arsenic, cadmium, fluorine, formaldehyde, rubidium, lithium.
Do yourself a favor and don't image search for exploding e-cigarettes.
What you don't know about e-cigarettes can hurt you.
Are you ready to take all this in?
Hello, my name is Jabbar Adams. I'm the head men's basketball coach here at Cleveland Community College. You're watching C19, your Cleveland County's hometown station.
Hey, welcome back to Blue and Bold, our April edition, as we're focusing on Cleveland Community College track and field, and we've got Cleveland Community College student athlete Alyssa Poe with us. We had Alyssa back in the fall when we were focusing on cross country. Now it's track and field. Alyssa, welcome back to Blue and Bold.
I'm back.
You're back, and it's good to see you back. Absolutely. Alyssa, remind our viewers where you're from.
I'm from Anson County.
And you went to Anson County High School, remind me?
I went to North Gaston.
That's right. So you're from Anson County, but you went to North Gaston High School. All right, so tell our viewers, of course, you had a great cross-country season, but now in 2026, tell us what all you're a part of with this track and field squad for the Yetis.
The 100, the 200, and throwing a disc for my track season.
All right, so you do throw the disc. What's your favorite of the three, or do you have a favorite?
The 100.
You do. All right. All right. So tell me, what's meet day? What's preparation like for Alyssa?
Make sure I got fruit. What else? Snacks.
Hydrated, obviously.
Hydrated, yeah. Get a lot of water.
Yeah. How do you practice and kind of prep on the shot put aspect of it? Talk about how long. Well, first of all, talk about how long have you been doing shot put?
Since high school.
So you did it in high school. What do you like about it?
Just throwing technique and how far I can go.
Yeah.
And what's my range?
What's preparation like for that for you?
Practicing, make sure I'm lifting heavy.
Yeah. You got to be, muscles have got to be in good shape. You got to be prepped. You got to be ready to go. Don't want to pull anything. You got to be ready on a. All right, and then you were talking about the 200 and the 100. How's that been going so far this season?
That's been going wonderful. I've been doing good. I've been improving.
Yeah, and talk about as a runner, because in the first segment we were mentioning with Coach McCatherine about when you run, obviously you're doing it in warm weather and cold weather. Do you prefer one over the other?
Warm weather. When it's cold, you can't really run as fast as you want to. You feel like you're running in slow motion.
Yeah, so you're liking the warmer weather now that we're in April and everything that comes with that as far as does it help you to kind of get warmed up a little bit quicker?
Yes, it does.
All right, what's some of your goals for this year, Alyssa?
Meeting my goal of my 100, getting it up the scale where I need to be, and then my 200, and get better with my discus.
Talk about your teammates and when you travel, because you guys do a lot of traveling. We know that. What's it like when you guys are on the road?
Rowdy, joking, sometimes quiet if everybody on their phone.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun, getting ready. And then when it's meet time, it's about getting serious, right?
Yeah, it gets serious. Everybody quiet, everybody zoned in, locked in for the meet.
Yeah. Talk about in the classroom. You have a favorite class or two this semester?
Ceramics.
Yes, I hear you guys. You know, I'm right below in the studio, and I hear you guys knocking and moving stuff around. I think, what's going on up there? But then I think, wait a minute, that's a ceramics class, so it's supposed to be that loud.
Yeah, it does.
All right, tell our viewers something about Alyssa that they may not know about.
Like I said, I like doing ceramics. I like making art. I'm very creative. I like listening to music, and that's about it.
And if you notice, as we wrap up, me and Alyssa are wearing the same. You know, we had the same shoes on when we had back in the fall when we did our cross country episode. And so me and Alyssa, we kind of just talk about it, and she looks a little better in hers than I look in mine. But we wish you the best of luck, and great to have you as part of Yeti Nation, and best of luck to you the rest of the year.
Thank y'all.
Now we're with student athlete Fred Nelson here on Blue and Bold. So great to have you along. And Fred, thanks for being on the show. Tell our viewers where you're from.
I'm from Gastonia, North Carolina. Went to Hunter Huss High School.
All right, talk about your days at Hunter Huss. Did you run a little track on the team back then?
Yes, sir. I did 1 year at Huss. I ran track 1 year, and cross country the other 3.
Plenty of other sports at Huss?
I played basketball.
All right, they've got a great program. Just won a state championship, as a matter of fact. A few months ago, I remember that. I watched that game. Congratulations to the Huskies on that. It was a heck of a year, for sure. All right, talk about being recruited and coming to Cleveland Community College and being a part of this track and field squad, Fred.
It's an amazing experience. Coach Steve is a great coach.
Yeah.
Teaches everything we need to know.
All right, so talk about what you run here on the track and field squad.
I run the 400 and the 800.
All right, so the 400 and the 800. Obviously, you're in great shape. You got a lot of speed. You're a great athlete. What's preparation like for Fred?
Preparation, really just getting my mind right, making sure everything is going good, make sure the body feeling right before every race.
Staying hydrated, right? Very, very important. What do you eat on a meet day?
Normally fruit, I like the pineapples, grapes, stuff like that.
Yeah. All right, what's some of your personal goals for this year?
Really to PR in the 400 and the 800, do my best.
Yeah. It's and the thing about that, it's a lot of excitement, but it's fast. It moves fast, and so how do you get ready mentally for that?
Mentally, just staying connected, making sure everything is everything, and making sure that I'm ready every meet to go out there and compete and give it all I got.
Talk about your teammates as part of this track and field squad.
We have a great group of teammates. It's like a family. We all connected. We all can laugh and joke. But when it's time to get serious, we can lock in and do our job.
All right, what's something about Fred that our viewers may not know?
Fred really don't like to run sometimes.
And does that mean just you got to work yourself up mentally sometimes?
Yes, sometimes you got to just be prepared to just do it because this is what I chose to do.
Yeah, very good. You got a favorite class this semester?
Probably communications. I like communications.
Yeah, very, very good class. All right, Fred, well, we wish you the best of luck, and thanks for being on Blue and Bold, and good luck the remainder of the season.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Thanks. Hey, we got our distance runners with the Yetis track and field team. Braden Rushing, he's right beside me, and then over here a little ways is Eli Stroud. Gentlemen, welcome to Blue and Bold. Thanks for being here.
Of course, yeah.
Thank you.
And, of course, I believe we had Eli with us on back in the fall. But, guys, talk a little bit about I want to go back a little bit, and then we'll get into this season. Talk about the cross-country season back at the end of 2025, the fall of 2025, and then leading into 26. How was your experience? Braden, we'll start with you.
Well, it was pretty good. I ran a little bit faster than I thought I would. I closed the season in 27:59. I was 2 seconds off the school record, though. So I was pretty mad.
Congratulations on that. It's pretty good.
Thank you.
Talk about the prep for that. Is it just a matter of just getting stronger and stronger and prepping and running and getting it. I'm sure it's a lot of prep work, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. You had to get like about 40, 50 miles a week for that, but I'm shooting for more this summer so I can get more fit.
Eli, same question for you.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely improved. I actually ran a PR every meet except for the national meet, which was snowing, so I think I can cut myself some slack on that one.
Yeah.
But it just left a lot more to be desired for. So it really just made me motivated for this track season and the next sophomore year, which we're both definitely excited for.
Eli, I want to go back a little bit. Yeah, I want to talk about those nationals because, when I saw the video and this was in November, but it was snow. Talk about the temperature, the snow, and when where you were at, I should say.
We were in Iowa, Fort Dodge, exactly about an hour away from Des Moines. It was very cold. The wind calmed down, so at least it wasn't blowing in our faces, but it was snowing the whole time. It was very cold, yeah, and we're of course wearing our little singlets.
Yeah.
Not a lot.
Representing the college.
Yeah, not a lot of wear. You'd think we'd do better as Yetis, but.
Yeah, and you weren't expecting winter to hit so early. It hit here about late January, but it hit in Iowa in November of last year. All right, I'll start with you, Brandon. Talk a little bit about Braden. Talk a little bit about the season so far. Now, when we're talking about distance, what is your goal that you're trying to hit on an average race?
Just run as fast as I can. I've PR'd every race this year so far in the 800. My goal next meet is to go under 2, which I think I'm fit enough to do it. Last race, I got messed up. It's pretty bad. This guy took it out too fast and slowed down, so I slowed down the whole race. But I should have it next meet.
Eli, what's prep for you to get ready on race day?
Definitely. I like to start it out with a little bagel with some Nutella early in the morning, get some quick sugars in me. I like to, when we finally get to the place we're running, I'll do a usual mile and a half warm-up jog, then do some strides and some other aerobic stretches to get me going, and then just give it my best and go all out.
This is for both of you. Do you guys have a favorite place? Obviously, Coach McCatherine talked about in our first segment, you're traveling a good bit. I know he talked about Lenore Ryan, High Point University, a beautiful place as well. Being on the road, do you have a favorite place, the track that you like to run on?
I haven't ran it that many to say, but Montreux was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was up in the mountains, but they kind of messed up with the hurricane. It looked a lot better before, I've heard.
Yeah, I think they're still working on that but it is a beautiful facility up there.
Yeah, it still is.
Yeah, Eli, thoughts on that?
Oh yeah, it's very beautiful. The only downside is it's up in the mountains, so it's less oxygen to intake when you're racing these distances. So it may hurt your time a little bit, but you get to look at pretty trees while you're running, so it's okay.
Yeah, and you can't beat that, especially this time of year for sure. All right, Eli, what's some goals for you the remainder of the year?
Definitely just keep on improving in any way I can. This next meet I'll be running the 1,500 meter and the 3,000 meter. So I haven't ran the 3K, so I'm excited for that one, definitely to set a new time, but go under 4:20 in the 15. So I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, both you guys are having a great season so far. Talking about the camaraderie with the team, your teammates traveling with Coach McCatherine. Talk a little bit about that aspect.
It was pretty cool. Every time after a meet, we go out to eat after, so it's pretty good team bonding.
Yeah, and you can't beat that. Give me some places that you might eat or stop and eat at, if you can tell us.
Zaxby's, Chick-fil-A, Pizza Hut.
Yeah, Pizza Hut.
Yeah, those are two of my favorites for sure. Those are two very good ones. All right, let's talk, gentlemen. What is something maybe our viewers are watching for the first time? What is something they may not know about you guys? So first, I'm going to start with you. What's something our viewers may say, wait a minute, I didn't know that?
You got to go to Eli first.
You got to think about it a little bit. Eli?
He doesn't have too much going on there, so he needs some help.
What are you saying about his life? No, I'm joking.
No, I'll keep my opinions on that close. But I'd say something most people don't know about me is I'm an avid reader. I really like to read a lot. Just a bunch of different stuff, whatever piques my interest. Recently, that new movie that came out, Project Hail Mary. I really like that book.
Yeah.
Stuff by that guy Andy Weir.
Yeah, I've heard good things about that movie. We have a movie show here on C19, and they were reviewing that one recently. I heard it's a good one.
Oh yeah, it was I read it. The book was better, but the movie was very good as well.
And that happens sometimes as well. Yeah. All right. You thought about it? What's something we don't know about you?
I'm really good at pickleball.
Oh, pickleball. Well, I will say that I started playing that a couple of years ago. Now, just because you're in better shape, you would probably beat me. But we may have to play sometime.
Oh yeah, we can play it sometime. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. We appreciate the time, and we want to wish you the best of luck on the remainder of this season. And I got to ask your favorite class here on the Cleveland Community College campus.
Probably I'd say it was the history class with Mrs. Pellinger.
Oh yeah, great instructor. Eli?
Oh yeah, that was a very good class as well. I was with Braden on that one, but I also got to give a shout out to Mr. Wallace in the business department. Very good classes.
Yeah,
I like
yeah,
those, yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Different times this year.
Yeah, great instructor. All right, gentlemen, best of luck the rest of the way, and thanks for your time here on Blue and Bold.
Thank you.
Thank you.
As Cleveland County's premier event facility, LeGrand Center is the ideal location for any event. The LeGrand Center is located 45 minutes west of Charlotte, 45 minutes north of Spartanburg, and just a little over an hour east of Asheville. Whether you're a small business looking for a place for an off-site meeting or a bride looking for that special location for her wedding, LeGrand Center is the perfect place for you.
Tune in to Senior Moments here on C19 TV. I am Jackie Sibley Newton with Terabella Assisted Living. Whether you are a senior planning for your own future or helping someone make decisions, Senior Moments has got information to share. We talk about the wealth of services, activities, and healthy living options available to you here in our area. That's Senior Moments on C19 and also on C19.tv.
What's up, guys? Luke Combs here. North Carolina has a major problem with litter on our roadways. We all have to do our part to clean up this mess. And just remember, trash belongs in a can, not on our roads. Don't trash North Carolina.
My name is Rich Garofolo. I'm Director of Library Services here at Cleveland Community College. You're watching C19, Cleveland County's hometown station.
Welcome back to Blue and Bold, and I want to thank Steve McCatherine for giving us access to his male and female student athletes for the track and field squad. And Steve, thanks for letting us find out a little bit more about track and field here on this month's episode.
Yeah, I love talking about the kids. We're having a great season going. Got a lot of people coming in next year, so I appreciate the time.
Yeah, and speaking of that, talk about recruiting, because I know you're already thinking about fall cross country. You were showing me just a few weeks ago you signed a new student coming in from South Caldwell, but there'll be a lot. Talk about as we wind down the recruiting process, though, because it really takes a lot more time than probably a lot of people realize.
It's at least a year-long project. Some runners you communicate with over a few months, and you kind of work it out to where, okay, I think this is a good fit. I think we're going to help you,
yeah.
And you're going to help us. It's a two-way street. In the county, a lot of the county runners I get to know over maybe 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
And I like getting runners that I've seen through high school, and I get to watch them progress through, be part of their journey,
Yeah.
part of their first couple of years of college.
Yeah, you see them for almost 3 or 4 years sometimes, don't you?
Right, yeah, you get to see them for a long time. I like that, and I like, meeting a new runner from a different county, different part of the state, get to know about them and bring them into Yeti culture and, take off. I enjoy that also.
Steve, we appreciate your time here in April and being a part of Blue and Bold. Thanks so much.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey, and we also want to remind you, next month in May, we're going to look back at what's been a phenomenal, really last 6 or 7 months for Yeti Athletics, going back to the summer of 2025, right on in to May of 2026. We'll break it all down, so please join us next month. I've been your host, Tim Foster, and this has been Blue and Bold.